For staying with us. This week, Tennessee lawmakers passed a law giving volunteer state school districts the option to arm their teachers. Here's how it will work. Teachers must have written authorization from the principal, the superintendent, and the head of law enforcement in their city or county. Educators also have to complete up to 80 hours of training each year and do a psychological exam. Well, it should be noted Memphis-Shelby County School Superintendent Dr. Marie Fagan said the state's largest district will not allow teachers to be armed. Of the other area districts who responded to ABC24, Millington schools expressed concerns and Lakeland leaders said no comment. Well, Deidre, Governor Lee again signed this into law Friday afternoon, so this is it. It's happening.
It's here. It's happening.
How many area school districts in the Mid-South or the West Tennessee do you think will actually allow this?
I don't think any. I think that this law was created more so for rural school districts, and I think those in the urban area and specifically in Shelby County are probably not going to sign on. But I think the legislatures would have been better served to give those rural school districts enough money so they could hire a security officer rather than allow their teachers to be armed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, what's your take on kind of where we go from here now that, again, Governor Lee signed it into law?
It's going to be a law that we're going to talk about a lot. It will have probably little impact on very many people's lives. I mean, you've seen Davidson County come out against it. You've seen Memphis-Shelby County Schools come out against it. I don't know the exact percent.
As well, and Knoxville.
Yeah, I mean, we're close to a majority of the students in this state right there that aren't going to be impacted by this law. We'll see what happens with the rest. It's more guns in schools.
Maybe not a lot of impact in Tennessee, but it certainly drew a lot of national attention when this was signed. I mean, this was on the red banner on top of CNN.com to put it in perspective. I mean, draw a lot of attention, but we'll see the reality of how it's implemented or not.
No question. This is nothing more than a red meat legislation for conservative Republicans. And this is an election year. So they can go back to their community and say, hey, look, I am supporting you, I'm supporting your schools, I'm keeping your schools safe. And Deidre's right. This is strictly for the rural areas. Nobody in urban areas and even suburban areas are going to be wanting to do this at all, including the sheriff, although I don't think we've heard directly from him yet. But I don't think the sheriff or the police chief is going to go for this at all.
And Deidre, it has been kind of notable to me as we've reached out multiple times this week to all of the area districts and not a whole lot of response. So what does that say about a lot of these districts don't want to maybe even make it public, even though they were considering it, or they're really straddling a line of how much out front they want to be on this?
I think, Brett, they're probably trying to figure out what to say and how to say it. I don't think you want to offend your state legislature because you depend on them. You depend on them for funding. But they're probably just trying to figure out how to come back and respond to the media about this issue. I don't think they want to do it.
I mean, multiple emails. There's been a lot of crickets this week, so I think
crickets are not good.
Yeah, we've called, we've emailed, but I mean, it is notable though. I mean, and not knowing what teachers want to participate. I'll be curious though in the weeks ahead when these districts have their first full board meetings with public comment, how much public comment might be involved, and even if they're on the fence, there may be a lot of parental.
Yeah. I would think so. I think parents will definitely weigh in. Absolutely.
And I saw, I think, a report that one person was sitting in the gallery having a sign supportive of it, but everybody else there said this was the worst idea ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for that segment, and after the break, we'll break down other notable pieces of legislation and their impact as the session wrapped Thursday. Stay with us.